All right, hi. Things may be different. This light, that light is way brighter than normal, and it wasn't getting picked up on my PC. I had to reset it, and it still wasn't getting picked up, so it's just fully on bright right now. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Man, I've redone a lot of wiring, so I guess for starter, I assume you can hear me. It is bright, yeah. It's super bright. Daniel, thank you so much. I sound grumpy. What are you talking about, grumpy? No way. I'm great. I'm doing good. You're grumpy, corgi. The angle is weird. What does that mean? The light? That's what I say when I'm upset, Coda. Camera not centered. Crisis averted. Shift your butt. Is that good? Is my camera tracking again? I don't know. No. We're good. Yeah, everything's all weird. Like this light is like hot white, and that I can't say white and light. That light is hot, bright white, and that light is like more of a red tones, which I like. So anyways, here we are. Hi, everyone. What are we blowing up today? Nothing. Dee Dee, thank you so much. There was a raid. Oh, that Impulse guy, you know, doing things. How's this game coming along? Is he doing things? It's not powers of observation. We're getting there, Ravar. We're getting there. Blue or black? It's blue. It's blue. Makes it look like I lost my Arizona tan. Yeah, that tan. I never go outside. I might need to restart again. My webcam is making my red shirt look blue. You're right. It is a red shirt. You're right. It's camera tricks. Color correction. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen any concert footage from the first Rush concert? No, I saw Syrinx. I just saw like a couple of pictures and a couple of news feeds thing. I want to see more. And it's just like, I wish I was there. Yeah. How do you avoid bus messages from mixing? Yeah, that was the #1 question. We'll go over that. We'll talk about that today. Briefly. Have you witnessed the Shattered Plains? I don't know what that means. Is that the new biome in Minecraft? If so, no, I don't. Oh, B-dubs. No, I haven't. I haven't seen B-dubs video yet. Fake fan. I haven't seen it yet. I finished my video and I was just like, you know what? I need to chill for a day. Oh, I played a new game. We'll talk about that later too. I feel like a lot of people missed the mention of the card processor not having that module since it's one source. Oh, I might have mentioned that risk. Yeah. I mean, so we'll talk. You guys are getting me right into the nerd stuff already here. Jem is a real fan. Watch B-dub's video in the first minute. Well, I'm not a real fan, I guess, you know. No, honestly, the main thing I wanted to do today, as the title, Firestorm, thank you for the gift sub, I appreciate it. As the title suggests, Phoenix, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you guys. Mosul, 75 months. You're amazing. Benny Boy, 76 months. I have my lettuce, mayo, and PB sandwich to celebrate. Yeah, I want to explore the Soulways. It's really just an idea. Some of you may remember when I talked about this. You forgot to mention the extra control line that would prevent mixing of messages. The control line on the recipient end doesn't affect mixing of messages, to my knowledge. You roll. So the idea, Daniel, thank you for 20 gift subs. Thank you so much, Daniel. The idea is just started watching hockey. Who should I go for in the cup? I mean, not Vegas is who you should go for. If there's another team playing, which I think there is, go for them. The not Vegas team. What happens if 2 messages get sent in the same tick? Yeah, hey, same question. I thought you used to explicitly acknowledge the message. There's no doubt what data you're sending. Nope. Nope. You have some bad experiences in Vegas? Oh, I've had many bad experiences in Vegas. Unrelated to hockey, though. No, I'll get the. Daniel, thank you for the more gift subs. We talked about the Soulways in the past. It's an idea that I'm toying with. It is not a full idea. It's not a full like, yes, this is gonna happen. But the idea is that shift target. The idea is that, you know, hey, the game is huge, right? It goes from all the way over there to... I'm an expert at flying. Can I just stop in somewhere so we can talk? Excellent. It goes from like over there down to like, you know, way over there and stuff. It's like 700 blocks. So, I mean, I'm exploring the idea of this concept called the Soulways, which is basically just allowing the player to go into the nether. I don't want to say rarely, conditionally. Like there may be a card or something that opens up the Soulways, and then they go into the nether, which is basically just like, you know, a nether version of this, obviously 1/8 scale. It's like a wormhole, yeah, you know, but they'd have to like play a card or something that opens the Soulways, and then we decorate that area and give it audio and stuff like that to really make it feel creepy, cool, ghostly. I don't know, you know, who knows? 1/8 scale is massive, and that the main goal today is I want to basically say like, well, what if I put a portal like over there and a portal like over there and a portal somewhere else? What would that space look like in the nether? That's all I want to say. Wow, that would give it a whole new dimension. So many portals used, yeah. So yeah, it'll be a little bit less than 100 blocks wide, as Dead Knight said. Yeah, portals equals soul gates. Sure, we can call them that. That sounds good. They won't hear cards playing. Yeah, correct. So if they won't hear cards playing, and that's what, honestly, one of the things I want to bring up today is like, what are some of the issues that I'm not thinking of? I know that some of the dynamic mobs, like the zombies and the spiders and the, you know, the witches and stuff like that we're adding into the game dynamically that aren't name tagged would probably despawn instantly. Known issue. Maybe that's okay. I think that's okay. But yeah, they won't hear cards play because they're in a different dimension. Also, not the worst thing in the world. You know, I'll probably put some like deterrent in there to like not let you linger in the Soulways for a long time. Like you don't want to be there because whatever, like fear just goes up or something. I don't even know if I can control that. I don't know. Ravagers might go through. No, we can prevent that. The entrance to the Soulway will be very limited, and a player will have to like squeeze in somewhere to get in there or something like that. Will the minimap work? I think it'll still work. Yeah, should. What's up, Jonah? How you doing? Sad Daddy has watched 65 consecutive streams. That's dedication right there. I like that new thing that they added. They track consecutive streams. You can lure it with Guardians of the Underworld getting pissed off or something. Yeah, maybe, exactly. There's plenty of ways to do it. Chunk loaders should be fine. I don't think, because the chunk loaders are like, you know, way down yonder. I don't think it'll be a problem. By the way, how's the music? Super quiet, right? Super quiet. You guys probably don't even hear it. This is where everyone says, what music? Let me turn down my thing and then turn this up. Yeah, no music. All right. A little bit better. I don't want it to be a lot. I just want a little something in the background. Tango's voice is the music. That's right. Okay. So yeah, basically just looking for potential problems. Obviously, like zombie pigmen would be spawning near these portals, but I think, like, again, I don't know if the portals would be dynamically lit or not. I'm leaning toward the portals are probably just lit, but there's like a cave that covers the portals so that, like, you know, when you gain access, like you play a card called Soulways or something, and the Soulways open for like a minute or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the criteria would be for opening them, but they would conditionally open. And that only in that brief moment would you allow access. We'd probably have to do something with like turtle eggs or something to attract those zombie piglins out of range and kill them off so they're not loitering in that little area. Turtle eggs, though, also do attract regular zombies, so we'll have to put the turtle egg and the portal in a very specific spot so that only the zombie piglins just spawning in the portals can see them. There's a lot of issues to think about. What's up, Story Keeper? Welcome back from your power surge. Free camming the player would break, I think. What does that mean? Oh, in other words, you wouldn't be able to watch them? Yeah, I suppose you're right. I suppose you're right. But again, maybe that's okay. I mean, it would be cool to see them go in there and experience it. But given that we're deterring them from staying in there for a long time, they're probably not going to stay in there for more than 15 seconds or so. But yeah, that's a good point too, yeah. I could CCTV the nether region. I could, yeah, I could have one hotkey that just like switches to that one with the free cam. Does the CCTV free cam stuff go per dimension? I think that would work, right? You can still instantly go in the nether while in a minecart. Okay, what does that mean? Why are you telling me that? I think you're solving a problem that I don't know what you're solving, Rule. You'd have to be in the dimension too, okay. Did I say nether region? I did say nether region. Would the nether hub be in the way? That's what I want to see. I think actually my tunnel is kind of in the way a little bit because my portal down there is actually really close. So I think that the north side of the game is probably going to be off limits because it would conflict with my tunnel, unfortunately. You have the cart system for yourself, right, to move you the right place to watch, so you can add another to that. You just said a lot of words there, Brett. I don't know if they were in the right order. You have the cart system for yourself, right, to move you to right place to watch. You're just saying as my player, I could. Oh, my guy riding in the minecart could go in the nether, I suppose, too. Maybe. I don't know if it's worth it because by the time I responded with my player to get into the nether, they'd be out of the nether. But maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe, but I think the timing, like, honestly, I think they're going to be in there for not long at all. So let's explore, like, if we put some nether portals, like, let's kind of go to the extreme here. No, I think we're going to have to stick, see, it's a pain, because, like, ideally, I would put one, like, I shouldn't say, I got holes everywhere. Maybe this will be fine. Again, I'm just nervous about my nether tunnel. Is this just for fast shortcut movement? Can you just wind charge them over? How would you wind charge them horizontally and without killing them? Oh, the area is huge. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. I guess that's a good point. I mean, ice. Etho did it. Did what? Oh, his launcher thing? You mean the one where people have an 84% chance of dying? I think I'm good on that. And that's for going thousands of blocks. And you need an elytra. You have a lot of building to do. Yeah, Blivy, I know. Don't remind me. Can you make the player ride a cart? I mean, I could optionally give them a cart, but carts aren't even that fast. Right, Dead Knight. That's what we're responding to. Is it just for faster shortcut movement? Can you just wind charge them over? Yes, that's exactly what we're exploring. But like, maybe I don't know. How do you horizontally wind charge someone? What are the Soulways? We've been talking about them, World Girl. Catch up. interesting. I mean, it does lose the, like, the Soulways do kind of sound cool, right? Like, lore-wise, going into an alternate soul dimension is way cooler than just getting your face blasted off. Or having to, like, here, hold this ender pearl, please. No, time out. No, take this ender pearl and place it right here directly. And then wait, and then, oh, okay, there we go. You just got launched across this. Like, that doesn't really fit the feel. All right, so let's, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go trigger, blah, 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 Nether in Overworld, I think. All right, so we're gonna say that's one portal. Now, I'm just gonna do 3 here, and we're gonna see. Say another portal is, I probably want it to be in Greywick, not in the swamp. So maybe down here. And then the third one will be over in the cemetery. Everyone's like, wait, what are Soulways? What are Soulways? All right, for those just joining, this is gonna be the frequently asked question today, I could tell already. Soulways are just my way of putting lore spin on allowing the player to walk through the Nether to cross the map quickly. The idea is that it would be in the Nether. They would have limited availability to the Nether. Once they go in, kind of thing, they are highly encouraged to get out. And that Nether area would be decorated, themed, audio, lore-wise. It would be like you're passing through some kind of soul plane of existence or something. That's the idea. Quick travel with extra danger or penalty if you linger or something. Yeah. That's right, Dead Knight. Yeah, I know the whole map in my head already where you guys are just like, I see black wool. Yeah, like right here, I'm standing at the corner of the cemetery and possibly the entrance to the, near the entrance to the crypt or something like that. So let's just do another one there. All right, those are my 3 coordinates. And hopefully no one spams chat to make those go off. Let's go into the Nether and see where those are going to be. What's up, Hollow Unforgotten? Welcome. Get cozy. No, we're not putting portals down yet. I'm just going in there and exploring, basically. Wait, this always sound like a good idea to use as a way to have different starting game locations. Oh, interesting. So the game starts you in the Soulways, and you have to pick which one to go to. I don't know. I really like the metaphor of like walking through the gates of Greywick. I think that's just cool. Will each Soulway entrance have a designated entrance? Demorial, that's a good question, and I don't know yet. Mostly because gameplay purposes, right? On one hand, I could allow you to go in and then go out anywhere. That would be really powerful, but it also might be interesting if it was like sub paths within this area. Like if you go in this one, you have to come out that one, but if you go in this one, you can come out the other one. So I don't know. I really just want to see the area and see what we're looking at. I should totally make a cool game inside this big mountain. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Among Us events. Essentially Among Us events, yeah. Any inspiration for the Soulways? No. My inspiration was this map is... the map is freaking huge, and nobody is going to want to walk from the cemetery to the swamp. It's going to be like a 3-minute walk, so we need something. All right. Now, the good thing... Let's see. The first one... Which one is going to be the most problematic? Let's find the one in the cemetery, which is the most recent one. 118, 101, 303. So the good thing is we're actually pretty close. 118, 303. I don't know if you guys can even see my coordinates up there. I need some blocks. It's not meant for you. It's meant for me to see. Yeah, I know. They're small. Okay. 118,303. So let's go to 303 first, I guess. No, we can go out here. $118. Good. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so this is bumping up to my stupid nether path. Did I see the Satisfactory 1.2 released? Yeah. Yeah. It looks cool, Cam. I'm more interested in the randomization of nodes and stuff like that for replayability purposes and stuff like that. 101, so it is a little bit lower. Yeah, so maybe I could kind of squeak this in there. I should really have noob juice on me here, but you know, here we are. Can you not put them on the roof and avoid all conflicts? No, I'd rather have them link up kind of precise. The more I deviate them from their precise linking, the more chance that something else will come in and hijack it. Okay, so I mean, it's not terrible. 118,303. So it's got to be under here a little bit. And one less. Whatever, we're just going to leave it there. All right, let me get... Oh, I don't have my nether. Back. All right, I don't have an ender chest because I'm stupid. Oh, and my... Ooh! All right, we got to go back because I can't be flying around the nether with a busted elytra. Give me some time. And this is something else we're doing today, I think. I need blaze rods. Like, I need a blaze farm. All right, let's go back and get endy stuff. Audio overlap could be a problem. Well, obviously we would fix the audio region of the nether tunnel so that they don't overlap. That's not hard to do. Off topic, but can you explain the bus signal decoder reader? Yeah, we will get to that later. I'll do my best to explain it. It is a little bit of smoke and mirrors to me. What if they drop down a hole so you can lower the area? Oh, I see. I see. Flaky. So if I lowered my... That's not a bad idea. Right? Basically, the game is taking place between these two black lines, where technically most of the height will be a few blocks above the bottom black line. Like this is the lowest it can go. But for this, I could have them drop down a little bit. Yeah, that might help a little bit. Play my teach binary again? No, it's on there. You just Google it. It's there. All right, what did I come back for? I need a better elytra. Let me grab a noob juice just in case. Let's grab a couple of shiny blocks or something. Let's grab what's something that stands out well in the nether? Not glowstone. You say ender chest. I don't have any more. I don't think. Maybe I have one. Like I'm out of blaze rods. We're going to get blaze rods today. Oh, it'd probably be in the end stuff. There we go. We got one there. All right. Oh, resin. We can do resin. By the way, that's something I want to do. Is I want to increase the capacity of my resin farm. Mostly just because I want to. I don't have a real intention to use resin, but all right, pick's good. That's good. We got this. We got that. I think we're good. Let's go back. Gem and Green made a blaze farm, I think. They made a, what do you call it? Not a, I can't even think of the word. They made it with a bartering farm. What's up, Slay? Fix your elytra. Bam, fixed. Did they make a blaze farm as well? Oh, interesting. I don't want this gas to blow me up. I need to get my bow out. Stupid nether. No. Mob switch? Yeah, that'd be nice. I could do that. But that only does like the localized area. Where'd that guy go? He's gone now. Real pros don't need arrows. I know. All right, so let's say just say that this is the first one. Okay. That's one. Won't piglins spawn around the other portals? Yeah, we talked about that already. All right. So the other one now was, let's do the other one at the far side of the swamp. Let's go to 41,294. And this Soulways region doesn't need to be rectangular. It can be like a weird shape. I'm totally okay with that. Like I could see it as like odd tunnels and stuff. Does he not already have a mob switch? Yeah, I could go do it, but it doesn't work all around, and it's not going to be that great and everything. But it's the mob switch. Mob switch is disabled right now. All right, we're looking at 41,294. So this way and this way. $41,294. And 101. They're all 101. Okay. 41,294. Okay. So obviously we got to do some digging and stuff here. What's up, Squawks? How you doing? You could drop the player after entering the nether to give you more space. Yeah, or I could drop them before entering the nether, which would be even better, which we talked about already, yeah. Allie, thank you so much for 10 gifted subs. Make the Soulways super trippy. Oh yeah, we could do some really cool stuff. I had, by the way, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I'm super excited because last night at like 11 p.m. I had, well, sitting here at my desk, I had an awesome idea for a feature that, if works out, may completely change the game for the better and be just awesome. I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna play with the idea later today. And then I had a really, who we starting? Did you get your bus running? He's gonna make some joke or something. I know it. And then the second idea I had was super cool. Is an idea to do for the ride into the game. Really excited about. Spill it? No way. Nope, not telling you. Not telling you. But they're both very, very, very exciting. All right, what's the last one? The last one is 67,326. I knew the bad joke was coming. I already forgot. 67,326. It's way over there. Oh yeah, we're getting there. 67, 326. But we got to be a 101, so it's got to be down. Right there. Of course, I didn't bring any lights or anything. All right, what do I got for? I have a whole light box, I think. Don't I? Logs, colors, lights, food, cold, hot, organics, earthy, stone, lights. Should have just done sea lanterns first. All right. What's up, Sam? How you doing? All right. Let me just clear out a little bit of everything. I just want to get to a point where I can see all three of these locations. If that's even possible here. What's up, Light? How you doing? Okay, this area is bigger than I thought, but I'm still optimistic. Could the amount of time in the Soulway influence things in Greywick and the player? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Here's the thing: is like detecting that they're in the Soulways is the tricky part. I could put some kind of player detector in the Nether and then shoot items through a portal that on the overworld side catch, and every time they get one of those, it's like some kind of, you know, increase to some penalty or something. I don't know. There's ways to solve that. But yes, the idea is that the longer you stay in the Nether and the Soulways, the more bad juju. Okay, this is looking like a thing. Worth Girl, thank you so much. Have you designed the map UI? No, I haven't. That'll be way down the road. Would the Soulways be a one-way, or can the player go back? I'd probably discourage them, Divine, from going in and out the same portal. Like, I'd like to come up with some way where it's like you go in and you have to go to a different one, but I don't know if that's going to be required or not. We'll see. All right, so we're kind of there already. We can see all three, right? So let me yeah, I want to use sea lanterns. They're better. Not even close. I'm lost. Poor chat power. Okay. Almost. Here we go. All right. All right, so we got that one, we got this one, and pretend that's the Soul Lantern too. Like, can almost see it, but this is a pretty good area, right? Like, this is doable, I feel like. That's a good size. Okay. Because you with a skull detector arrive in the nether and shut the portal. I could maybe. Skull detectors can be snuck through. Sneak though. This is about the size of the space that I was hoping for. So again, we're like portal there, portal here, portal over there. You would only be in here for like 15 seconds or so. But you're right. I wouldn't design it as just like a really. I wouldn't design it as just an open area. It would be like a little bit of tunnels, maybe even like a tunnel that goes up and over each other, like I don't want to say maze. I don't like mazes too much, but you know, a little bit not obvious, we'll say. I think that'd be good. Is the name of the nether shortcut currently being discussed? Oh, gotcha. You're answering, yeah. Dead ends, maybe. And maybe there's a named mob in here, right? Maybe there's a unique mob. What would be a good soul mob? Don't say wither skeletons because they're in the crypts. Something interesting here would be good. A blaze, a phantom. Yeah, something like a phantom would be great, but yeah, there's no good answer. The real answer is a wither. That would be awesome. Nothing like a brute isn't on theme. It's not on theme at all. There's nothing soul evil about a brute, right? A brute's just, I'm gonna club you in the head and do a ton of damage. So maybe it's not a mob. It doesn't matter if they're scary or not. It matters, do they fit the theme? And I don't think I'm not seeing anything. Vex, maybe. Yeah, maybe Vex would work. Vex would absolutely, I mean, I don't know if they would work technically, but they would definitely fit the theme. Vex is the one answer I'm hearing so far that, yeah, would work great. Because they're spirits themselves, right? But I don't want to kill people just like walking through the nether tunnel. Stop saying gem and green, guys. Come on. Sakura Sugar, thank you for the 10 gift subs from before. Thank you. New Forex, thank you. Extremist Blaze, thank you for the piece of pie. Here's a piece of pie for you. What are we doing today? We're exploring the idea of the Soulways for everyone just showing up. The Soulways are basically just rebranding the Nether to fit the lore of Greywick and Decked Out 3. The idea being that you go into the Soulways. They're fast travel, but they come at a cost. You know, I don't know what that cost would be yet, but I think the answer might be Vex, but we'll see. Or maybe there's a way I can add threat without monsters too. It's always possible. So let's see. Spacing wise, this feels great. This feels like just the right size for me to make some tunnels and stuff like that. I could have it work around my nether portal without too much problem. Vex in the nether might wander though. I mean, they might, but they despawn in 30 seconds. So yes, Jake, there is a chance that like I spawn the Vex and someone in the nether tunnel like over here. It's pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely. Slowly fill it with lava. Interesting. I could have, but I mean, lava doesn't fit the theme though. Like I want this area to not feel like the Nether at all. I know it's gonna be tough because the Nether sounds, but I want to add my own ambient to it. Like I'm imagining just like, you know, all you're hearing is like voices screaming or something creepy like that, right? And then I want it to be like dark, but not, I don't want warden darkness. Soul fires would be a decent thing. Yeah, some soul fires. Maybe. Yeah, we're not doing creaking. Won't there be nether fog? I mean, the area will be so close that fogging shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. I'd have to turn my fog on in the nether and see for sure though, yeah. Yeah, stop. Yeah, I think probably stop suggesting mobs, guys, though, because I think we've thought about every single mob, and the only one I'm really considering would be Vex. Breezes would make it hard to navigate. Yeah, I just don't feel like a breeze fits the theme. Like, why would a wind creature be in the soul dimension? You know, that feels weird. Anyways, to be considered, yeah. Mouse Muse, thank you so much. So this was the kind of the southern end. Let me just dig out a little bit here. I know you guys don't want to do a diggy stream, but I'd like to open the space up a little bit here. Maybe get a platform too. What do we think about the idea of lowering the player a little bit? I mean, the only reason to really lower them would be to avoid my nether tunnel, but I'm already seeing this being shaped like that tunnel there, and the shape could like curve around like almost like a crescent moon shape. Mouse again, thank you so much. I think if we shape it like a crescent moon kind of area. I think we got it. Yeah, I don't think I need to drop the player. The portals can meet any height, right? No, they can't. We want them to link up pretty correct too, otherwise it'll start. We're encouraging, like, you know, mislinking of portals. Do I have any? I always make a task for myself that I have like extra little backpack empty shulkers in here, but I keep using them and then forget to. I have a ton of netherrack, I suppose. We don't really need it. Opinion of teams. Oh, teams controlling access to these. That's interesting, Bandy. That's... It really depends how much they help, but that's clever. It's interesting, at least. Like, I've had that... I'll be honest, there's that third, or one of the shops, the fifth shop, the Mistwell Mining Company. I wanted to do something to do with like the Mistwell Caverns and stuff like that. Well, that was a weird sound. But maybe they somehow could control access to the tunnels too. But the problem, no, I know I could make this like the entrances to, if I'm doing the Mistwell Caverns, which I want to, but I know they're going to be late and stuff, so they may get cut. I'm still not sure, honestly. But if I did them, then all of these portals could be in the Mistwell Caverns. Like, they're not in just sitting there in the middle of the cemetery. Like, you have to go into the tunnels below Greywick to find these gateways. That seems pretty cool. Teams control segments that are easier to pass through, potentially. Oh, I see. Instead of having you gain, like, your team could open the easy tunnel that's just like a free passage, whereas the other teams could use it, but they have to go through the dangerous tunnel. Maybe. Would that be high enough to not collide with the chunk loaders? I don't know what you mean by collide with. You mean linking Dead Knight? I mean, the chunk loaders are way below me. I mean, chunk loaders are down here. So I don't think... I don't think that'll be a problem. I mean, if it's below the cavern... Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, I see. If they go into the Mistwell Caverns, we're only talking about dropping them down like 10 blocks or something, you know? That's... Even if they... Like, the Mistwell Caverns could go down 20, 30 blocks, but then I could put the portal up a little incline or something, you know? Good shot, I know. It was right there. It was terrifying. All right, let me keep going with some diggy platform stuff here. Let's see, do I want to make a platform? Let's make a platform a few blocks lower. Let's make a platform at this height, which feels like it would be plenty low enough. Dio Nether Adventures? Yeah, pretty much. Is Dread a new system? Do you mean Fear? No, there's no Dread system right now, currently. There's Fear, and if I'm honest, Dread will probably be the name of a card. Can you have access based on player progression in the metadata? I absolutely could, yeah. Absolutely. And I like that idea too, a lot. Like, but what I was honestly thinking is, so what I don't want is, I don't want the Soulways to be open all the time. So I'm kind of liking the idea of like a card, but I know a card isn't really within your control. Something that makes it, you have to do something that's limited access, right? I don't want you to be able to just use these all the time. I want it to be like, oh, the Soulways just opened up, go, you know, like that kind of thing. Or maybe some runs, it's just like, well, sorry, it just wasn't an opportunity this time. Relics, yeah, I mean, there could be a relic that opens up that, you know, but then do you want to allocate one of your, that's an interesting choice, I suppose. Do you want to allocate one of your 3 relics to keeping them open? But even still, I don't want, let me rephrase, I don't want you to know 100% that the Soulways are always available to you. So a relic that permanently opened them up would be too much. I want it to be like something, again, my key word for Deck.3 is the word react. I want the players to react to things as they're in the game. So I want them to react to the Soulways opening up. I don't know what that trigger is going to be, but I want them to go, ooh, change of plans. We're going through the Soulways, you know. But a relic could be involved. Like, you could have a relic just be like, you know what, without this relic, they never open up. But I'm not sure I like the idea of having to give up 1/3 of your relic slots to have access to a feature that feels like it should be maybe core to the game. I'm not sure. Do you have an estimate when you think the game will be complete? Nope. A Soulways key, maybe. I mean, maybe, you know, if we wanted to get into, I mean, that's not a bad idea, right? Like a key, very much like the keys in Decked Out 2. The problem is with the keys in Decked Out 2, they were required, so they locked you, essentially. You had to keep wandering until you found that key, where maybe there's a key, it won't be a physical key, but something that allows you access to the Soulways that you'll find as an item drop. And if you already have one, great. If not, then you're like, maybe I want to search for one, or maybe I just say, eh, screw it, let's just walk or something like that. That's not a bad idea. Lore-wise, would the Soulways be what led to the corruption? I think it would be great, yeah. Could the Soulways get them to a zone they haven't unlocked yet? I mean, ideally, no. So we'd have to figure out a way to prevent that, right? Yeah, that's a good question. So, you know, if the Soulways could get you from Greywick to the cemetery, what if the cemetery's not unlocked yet? Then, yeah, I don't want to leave the Soulways permanently locked until you have all zones open. That's too much. So we'd have to do something in the Nether that controlled which of these subtunnels was available, which is possible. You know, we don't. All the entrances are available, but maybe only some of the exits are available, kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question, but I think that's solvable. Maybe you roll, yeah. So you could go through, but then you're like, and then they're kind of stuck. Yeah. Could you add this after game release? I could add anything after the game release, but it's just some of this is nice to add sooner rather than later, especially if it solves a problem. I mean, I'm not saying there is a problem, but I suspect the idea of having to walk from the cemetery to the swamp might be exhausting. And I want the player to have an option, a strategic option that they feel clever about utilizing and navigating, if that makes sense. What's up, Brody? How you doing? This may be too involved, but could it be something like a black market dealer? You need to trade random resources to get a key. I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, you're still going, I play too much Minecraft. You're going with the key idea still, which is good, but you're basically just different ways of accessing that key. Hey, Brody, guess what? We'll play some blocks. Could team seize access to a portal? I mean, yeah, that's what we talked about is there could be certain portals. I mean, we could have the Soulways be controlled completely by a team. We could have certain pathways within the Soulways controlled by a team. All that stuff is great. Any more team stuff we had, I love, so. You're going to do that Wednesday? You're going to play Minecraft on Wednesday? Are you serious? Look at that little guy holding a block. That's amazing. Everybody, if you want to see legendary Minecraft performance, tune into Brazirty, man, on Wednesday. It's going to be legendary. Judy does stuff. Thank you so much. The Soulways could lore-wise be like the space between life and death, and the longer you stay. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly on the right path there, Judy. The space between life and death, and the longer you stay, the more likely you are to get lost and potentially die. Yeah, like it's called the Soulways for a reason. I want it's tugging at your soul or something, right? There's all kinds of creepy lore we could add to it for sure. Did you ever see my message about clouds don't render inside a giant armor stand block? I don't. Why is that a trick to something? Would an underground tunnel sewer system underneath the town with minecarts be viable so you don't have to go through the Nether? If minecarts aren't fast enough, it would still take a long time to ride across. But yes. Long time ago, you wanted to disable clouds in the exterior manner. I mean, put a giant. I mean, the armor stands only scale up so high. To cover that whole building would take many armor stands. But maybe. Interesting. I don't know why clouds don't render inside. That's kind of weird. And it would also, trash anything I wanted to click on inside the mansion and stuff. So yeah, no. The good news is, like, I think, like, Doc's portal is... That's Joel. Where... Does Doc even have a portal on the Nether Hub yet? I don't think he does. He probably just uses Joel's. Because the point is, I think I have access to like a lot. What is this? Oh, that's the exterior of my thing. He uses Joel's. Okay. Like I have access to a lot of space here. So if we wanted to make the Soulways be bigger, not saying we do, but it can push in that direction quite a bit, which is kind of cool. Tango, is there anything creative about Brody? Ow! He's a game design genius. And I cherished every moment that I got to work with him. Oh, 5 gifted subs. That's right. All right, good. Yeah, he's the best game designer ever. It's amazing. Thank you, Brody. Thank you. You don't have to do that. Extremist Place, thank you so much. Having the Soulways open for certain random periods of time in game might be fun. Players will be looking out for them, and they can even yeah. Considering you don't like any game design of the bar is low. True story. Maybe Soulways could be open using a scroll that randomly drops. You can then tear to. I mean, that's a key. Yeah, you basically just themed the key. When I say key, I don't mean a physical key. Like the entrance to the Soulways would be some magical item or something like that. But yeah. Can you lock armor stands to be untouchable? Probably. Would you quit the shooting me in the butt? Who shot me? Which one of you shot me? Did y'all finish playing the hospital game? Probably. Could you time the Soulways being open to the Minecraft moon phase? I actually considered that Gray Jumper, but I don't want players like waiting outside the game for the optimal time to play the game. That feels too meta. I mean, for quite a while in the early design phases of Decked Out 3, I was considering like a day-night cycle, like my own controlled day-night cycle. And things would, different things would happen during the day and at night and stuff, but I scrapped it. Did I miss your donation before? I think I've seen you've been like crazy with the gift subs twice. Oh, there it is. Extremist, thank you. I'd love to play on the Titancraft server and listen to the stream. Very curious how Duo 3 will turn out. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed that. Yeah, everybody loves playing on TC. It's the best. Okay, I think I'm at the point where, like... Let me clear out to over here a little bit more. What's the reason for scrapping it? Mostly just because of what I said. I mean, I could, like, randomize the day, my own day cycle. I didn't want to have it tied to Minecraft daylight or daytime cycle because then the players could just game it and it's too meta. I could have my own daytime cycle, which would help. And like randomize it at the start, but then like showing that off was tough. Like I actually entertained the idea of like having like a moon go across the sky and stuff like that, but in the end it just didn't feel all that exciting to me and came with all kinds of technical difficulties and stuff. Yeah, it's like something that takes a lot of work and doesn't add that much gameplay. I mean, obviously the cool thing is that you could have made cards that worked on it. Like this card only does something at nighttime. That's kind of cool and exciting, if I'm honest. But I think we can get that stuff otherwise too. There could be a damage penalty for igniting the soul pores. You have to give up some soul. What does that mean though? I can't hurt the player, and don't say dock arrows because I'm not doing that. There's unfortunately lots of limitations in Minecraft, you know. Zone-specific cards. I like the idea of zone-specific cards, yeah. They'd have to do something pretty powerful. But that'll come into play more when we talk about some other features coming up. Risk had a great idea. Risk always has a great idea. I think it'd be needed if shop 5 sold attuned crystals. The ones mined here that opened a random soulway path in a particular zone. Ethereal card. That means the player either have to invest in those or find the activatable point in the world to open each run. Mixing that overworld position can move around with the distance. I'm a little confused. So basically saying the shop, the Mistral Mining Company, would sell the key that opens a random soulway path in a particular zone. And I'm not sure what you mean by ethereal card there. Again, Risk, it's just me not translating the words. I'm sure it's a good idea. But yeah, like an ethereal card would be a good way to open it. But again, that's a lot of control, but you don't control when that ethereal card is played, so that's not a bad idea. Yeah, for those who don't remember, ethereal card is basically a card that's used once and then it's destroyed, so it's like a one-shot card. They're generally a little bit more powerful. Yeah, sorry, Risk. I'm interested. Just having a hard time translating it while I'm streaming. Bounding strides. What about bounding strides? Just got here. What are we doing? We're just marking out a rough conceptual area for the potential Soulways, which is a fancy lore-themed name for allowing the players to go through the Nether in a soul dimension to travel quickly around Greywick. But it comes at a cost to your soul. And that sounds mysterious because I don't know what that actual penalty would be, but it'd be something. You're looking to create deck building archetypes, right? What about having a deck themed that gambles on specific soulway entries being at Demorial? That's we'll just say yes. Plans for that already. So like a wormhole type thing. Yeah, pretty much. A little inspired by those of you that read the Wheel of Time series. They're called The Ways, I think. A little, I want to give it a little bit of a darker theme, but that's the idea. Like risky, quick travel. You're dumb. You got stuck. Apologies for the answer. Would you mind at some point explaining the bus decoder? Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here and go over there in a second, and I'll do my best to explain the bus decoder and why it's necessary and stuff like that. We're taking the bus today. We're taking the bus. Okay, I'm done placing blocks. I'm feeling pretty good about this, guys. Ooh, guest here. It's bothering me that this isn't... Can't handle the power. All right, so those 3 soul lanterns would be like potential entrances and or exits to the... Am I blind? Oh. To the soulways. And that feels like a perfect distance. I think I can link this up. This is going to be good. It's pretty much all I wanted to do on the soulway stuff today was just look at the space and see how it how it looks and how, if linking would be an option and stuff like that. Yes, I know I should get a hoe. How will you spectate the nether? Yeah, that is a good question. It does come with some problems. Maybe I won't. I don't suspect they're gonna stay in the Soulways for more than 20, 30 seconds. Okay, this is a great space. All right, let's be done here. You should build an actual bus in Greywick. I am building many of them. Could the Soulways be some sort of pork train or ham track? No. To limit the use of Soulways, could you make it shorten the amount of time before the exits of Great Wick close? I don't want to permanently trap them in some space. So, I mean, once I let them in, I have to let them out. Otherwise, that's just weird and awkward. Players riding minecarts enter the nether instantly. Yeah. What problem is that solving? If I let the players ride a minecart, then the players are going to shift out of those minecarts. So any problem that the minecart solves has that extra problem to deal with. Could you poison the air in some ways? I mean, poison. I'm basically going to determine how long you're there and increase chance of something bad happening or something like that for sure, yeah. Oh, for me spectating? Yeah, maybe. I mean, like I think it was Bread was saying, my character, me, this guy is going to be riding in a minecart on the ceiling and dynamically going along a track that determines which zone the players are in so I can keep them loaded and stuff. So it is possible to like, oh, they went in and like, but I suspect by the time I detect that they're in the nether and I trigger my minecart ride to take me to the nether, which could be 100 blocks away, they're already going to be out of the nether. So I don't think it's going to work that well. Will the map update in the nether? Yeah, it should, I think. We need instant cart ride tech. You mean teleportation? Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, let's do a couple of things here. Let me grab a couple of these. Fill up my backpacks. Easy, put a cart on an instant rail. That's not how that works. Let me finish filling this up with more of this nonsense because Nether is taking over. Let's put this in there. Just clean it up and then we'll head over to the bus line. Okay. All right. All of this is prefaced with I only vaguely know how it works. So you're gonna get a partial explanation. There are much smarter people than me that could explain it better than me. But for those that saw the video, right, what we're doing here is we have a bus line in 3 parts. The blue section here is where you onboard messages. You put messages onto the bus there, right? I don't think anyone has any questions about how that's done. I already found better ways of doing it. But this is how you can encode a message onto the bus. You just lower the slabs down here and it updates those particular tracks. So you get this, right? Watch the tracks. Hard to see because here, maybe this will work. So you see the track lines that are updating. That's because these slabs go here, and doing it without the observer saves a tick and speeds it up and makes it better and all that stuff. So this will be a simple way probably where I'll be doing the encoding the messages. Now all that does, as you saw, is it flashes a binary signal, a 1 pulse binary signal down the bus line. Okay. The way we read the signal, well, there's magic happening here, which is what I know you guys really want, but to read the signal, we need to do this. This is the base. See, the problem is there's like the term encoder and decoder, and I don't know which one to use where. I'm gonna say this is the reader, okay? This is where you read messages. So in this case, notice the white concrete blocks. Those are the bits I want to listen to read it. So in this case, it's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So this is encoding the binary number 20. But it is important to have all of the other ones here. So what's happening if I could do like a free, maybe we do a replay of this. How about we do that? We're gonna spam a message, and then we're gonna go into the flashback and do it super slow, and you guys are gonna see what's happening. That'll be the best way to explain this. Okay, let's do this. Let's do cancel recording. All right, we're gonna start a recording. We're gonna go boop, 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 and then we're gonna disconnect. And then we're gonna go in here. We're doing this so that we can slow motion show you what's happening. Tango, another signal as well. I don't know what that means. I did 3 signals. You want a different binary encoding, Jake? What? As in another number sent? Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that after we do this one. Okay, so okay. I want to go. Hopefully, I'm not gonna have like chunk issues here or something. What are the Soulways? Too late, Sphinx. Too late. We're done. We moved on. All right. So what's happening here? Here it is. Actually, here's the. Let me go back to where it was off. Okay, so I'm gonna slow the speed down. All right, boom. So it just flashed the binary encoding of the number 20. Let me slow down even more. All right, so what this bit does here, I'm not gonna go into all of how it works, but it's translating that initial binary signal, which is basically just the 1 bits were sent. It's gonna turn that into 3 signals, 3 separate signals. The first one it's going to send output out of here is going to be the original binary number, basically resending out the 1 bits. Then I think it's 2 game ticks after that, it's going to send out the inverse of that, where the zeros are updated, signaled, flashed, whatever you want to call it. And then 1 game tick after that, I believe, is going to flash the control line. Now, the control line is this extra line here that's added right here, right? You can see this has no input. Don't ask me why the control line is necessary. It's got something to do with bud magic. It all comes down to this dropper right here, right? Whether or not this line gets powered on and off is what determines it being a successful encoding. Again, this is the part I'm gonna struggle with. Yeah, that's budded, okay? Essentially, the only time, if we watch here now, right? Let's see. So we should see those 3 things happen. We should see, it's gotta go through the encoder, boom. Okay, so right there, you saw the original encoding. That's binary number 20. Now it should wait a couple ticks, boom, okay. There's the opposite of that, so all the other lines turned off. See how this is the inverse now? All the other lines turned off, and then after that we should see that left line, boom, got pulsed once itself. Okay, so it's turning the 1 binary signal into 3 very, very quick distinct signals. And those 3 distinct signals are what allow you to determine whether or not the right number was sent. If we just had the original number, we would never be able to tell. There's no way to make a decoder, to my knowledge, without having like an inverse of it, right? Because if I tried to just look for the 4 and the 16-bit being sent and was like, oh, that's 20. Well, that's not true, because then like they could have also sent the 2-bit, and I have to check that they're sending all the bits in the number I want and no other bits. And the only way to do that is to check the inverse of what was sent. So that's why you need the 2 flashes, okay? So what you're gonna see is this powered line up here, that dust will actually turn off and then turn back on. Or no, sorry, it gets flashed, that's wrong. It only turns on, right, so it's off all the time. The only way that dust gets turned on is if there's correct spacing between the primary bits, because they come by and there's only a 1 tick delay here with this observer here. So they come by and 1 tick delay, turn the line off, and then the off bits have 2 ticks delay because there's 2 observers. This is the part I'm a little confused, honestly. So if you try to receive a different number, this line will like always be powered or never powered or something like that. And it affects the bud on the dropper over there. That's as good as my explanation gets. Does that make sense? It's a very common question. Explaining this out pre-flashback would be a pain, yeah. So what you're saying is it's magic. I mean, it's listen, all levels of science are magic before you figure out how they work. So yeah, you're basically getting the original pulse sent on tick 1, 2 ticks after that, you're getting the inverse pulse, and then 1 tick after that, you're getting a control bit pulse. And the sending of those is what allows the decoders, or the readers, to precisely determine if it's just the bits I want and no other bits. That's a horror. Who came up with this? Not me. Honestly, I went on to the, there's a Discord server called Storage Tech, where the super alpha nerds hang out, and there was a lot of talk on binary encoding. Not a lot of talk, but there's encoders and stuff like that. And this was the predominantly recommended decoding system. Storage, TECK, TECH or whatever. So that's what this is doing. This middle part here is necessary because it's turning the one simple binary event into 3 distinct events, which is why we can't flash messages down this line at like 2 tick intervals, because it'll jam up this encoder part here, right? Yes, everybody can have their cookie now. But there's 2 things to be aware of when using this bus system. You have to be aware of whether you're on the sending or the receiving end, and all buses will have a sending and a receiving end. And you have to throttle the rate at which you put messages onto it, because if you put them on too fast, like I said, it'll jam up this encoding signaler here. How do you prevent that? It depends on which bus line we're talking about, right? Right now, there's going to be 4 major bus lines that I can think of. All right, let's get out of here. Rookie question: why have an observer every 10 blocks? The observers are here. You mean this right here? This is just how you do instant wire. Don't ask me how instant wire works. It's got to do with Rails and how they update, and Rails are magic, basically. This update is this observer is not adding a 1 tick delay to the instant line, though it is instant. Are you gonna build 4 of those? Yeah, I mean, we've already got the second one's already here. This is the brown line here. We're gonna be finishing off the brown line next episode. And what I'm standing on here is the post decoder section of the brown line. So this is the reading side of the brown line. The encoder for it will be like where I am right here, and then where I am like right here, hi buddy, is going to be the part where it encodes the card, and then immediately the only thing that's going to send messages on that is the card encoder. Then it's going to get translated through the encoder section, and then everything, this is the reading section of the bus. So we have 4 bus lines. We're going to have the blue line, which is completely done now. The blue line is for cards and relics to send operations to the system tray. And the system tray is what we're going to build right now. It's going to be exciting. It's a lot of block placement. The brown line is for determining what card was just played, basically, okay? The card encoder binary encodes the card that's played, and then the card trays, which are all going to be here. When I say trays, I just mean a big flat platform. The card trays are going to listen for and read their particular card coming onto this the brown line here, perform the logic and convert. Basically, like, the input of that is, oh, my card was played. The output of that is me pushing events onto the blue line. Restart recording. It always starts recording. Then there's two other lines. There's the green line, or it'll probably be lime. You actually see I have it started right there. That's probably the most important one. That is the outbound events to the field. The field is my term for the game area. So the system tray, which we're actually going to be placing some blocks now, the system tray is responsible for generating events that go out to the game. Okay. And then there's the orange bus line, which is going to be directly underneath the green line. That's for events coming into the system tray from the game. Not a lot of events are sent on that, but that's for players that doing things on the field where the game needs to respond to that. So it's those four lines. Now, one of the big questions we get is collision. How do you handle there not being collisions and stuff like that? So a lot of it comes down to which line we're talking about, right? We'll take the brown line, for instance, first. The brown line, and we're into next episode now, guys. So all this stuff is going to be happening. I'm going to be explaining this all next episode. The brown line, there's no concern over collisions because I am 100% in control of when those events are generated. The only time an event is pushed onto the brown line is when a card is played, and there is a card processor that throttles the rate at which cards are played. I think the cards will be drawn at, 30 seconds again, just like Decked Out 2, but cards can be played quicker than that, if that makes sense. When a card is drawn when it is drawn from the deck, it's put into the card processor, but other cards could be put into the processor at the same time. The job of the card processor is to throttle the rate at which cards are played. During normal play, a card gets drawn from the thing every 30 seconds, put into the card processor, and the card processor just immediately plays it because it's like, oh, I've got nothing to do. But once a card is played in the card processor, it locks down card processing for like probably 6 seconds or something like that. I haven't figured it out. Before it'll play another card. So it's just like a localized queuing system. So and that's all the brown line. So I have 100% control of the brown line, so there can't be collisions because I'm just not sending events on that faster than there'll never be a collision. The blue line, for the most part, won't have collisions. There is a special case I'll get into. The blue line won't have collisions because, again, the only thing that's happening here is cards that were just played are putting operations onto the blue line. Now, one card played event will turn into many operations, but it's up to the card handler to put those events on at a correct rate onto the blue line. So, for instance, if we have a card that gives +4 fear, right? It's going to listen for that incoming event on the brown line, and then its job is to translate that into 4 distinct events that it's going to put, +1 fear events that it's going to push onto the blue line, but it'll just do that at, 1 every 4 ticks or something like that. So, again, I have complete control of that, so there won't be any collisions because the only thing being put on the blue line are when cards are played, and I control when cards are played. The green line is a little bit trickier, but so we're gonna make a system tray. In fact, let me start. Maybe I can place blocks and talk at the same time. Maybe. Where's my yellow concrete? There's some. By the way, I want everything's gonna be fancy color coded and nice and clean looking. It's gonna be great. All right, so let's place these. All right, so I'm outlining the system tray right now. When I say the system tray, it's basically, we need to do this, otherwise, no, I need torches! The system tray is the big flat area where all of the systems will go. Systems can be like, that's where there's gonna be like actual guts of redstone, right? Like You know, the fear system, the omen system, the treasure distribution system, the team system, the shop system, whatever, right? Everything will have its own little system. And that is 100% the authority on things. Everything else just sends an event to the system, and the system decides whether he cares about your event, and that's all. If something changes in the system, if fear goes up +1, then it'll send out an event on the green line, which will go out to the field and everything, and by field, I mean it also go out to the map as well. In which case, game systems will be able to respond to that, right? I'll play audio that fear went up. I'll update the map that your fear went up. Cub needs help. Cub's not asking for help. I'm basically building a little bit of a computer, yeah. Not much, though. I don't want to use that term because then people will be like, you know, yeah, well, where's your memory modules? You know? So we're not building a computer, but we are building an organized, we almost built a computer. I'll talk about that next episode, but, so that's the green line or the lime line will be events that generate here from the system tray, and other things can listen to, the field can listen to. But the green line is going to be it's going to split. It's going to go down there, and it's going to branch and cover all it's going to be huge, right? Massively huge. But it's also going to go down this way here, in this direction, parallel to the card lines, because, and this is where the blue line gets a little bit tricky. There's some cards, right? Like a simple card is you play this card, add +4 fear, done, the card's done, that's it. But there's some cards, more complex cards, Deck 2 had a bunch of these, where the card persisted and had state. And meant like, when you play like an example card would be, you play a card and then the next 3 times fear goes up, you get a free pancake, right? Imagine that's a card, right? The card just says on it, the next 3 times fear increases, you can receive 1 pancake. That is a card now that has lifetime and persists and needs to know when fear goes up so that it can give you the pancake. Does that make sense? So that's why we're going to send the green line down the length on the other side of the card track so that some of the cards that need to listen to game events will be handled on this side, and we'll be able to listen to those events and then generate output for themselves. Now, that is where the blue line gets tricky, because now those game events could collide with cards being played, and we could have a new card being played at the exact time that a game event happened and caused an old existing card to reactivate and send out new events. And that's the system I need to handle. I have a brute force solution to that I'm hoping we don't have to use. I think we're going to be able to come up with a more clever solution. What was I saying? Oh. Collision. We're talking about collisions still. Collisions on the green line, right? There's going to be a lot of events coming out of the green line, because pretty much anytime the state of the game changes, it's going to broadcast an event. Other things need to hear about it. The game needs to update it. Visuals in the game need to update. Sounds need to be played. Cards need to react. So what's happening here on this yellow tray is where all the systems are, and they're the authority, and when they change game state, they need to broadcast their events. So there's gonna be a lot of events coming out of this yellow tray and going onto the green line. So the obvious question is, how do we avoid collisions there? And what I think I'm going to do is go with like a time slice method. What that means is I'm gonna kind of make my own game tick, I think, maybe, where essentially when it's time to process systems, I will go linearly through each system and say, you go, you go, you go, you go, you go. And 9 times out of 10, they're all gonna go, my turn, I got nothing to do. I got nothing to do. And all they're gonna do is tell the next guy in line and pass control down the line, so that I can guarantee that systems won't be sending outgoing events at the same time. Now, that does mean that when they handle incoming events from the blue line, they have to queue them up or something. So I got some problems to solve here, admittedly. But I think a time slice method will work, but it's going to take some control. Round robin event processing system. Yeah. How long will the game take be? I have no idea, Jake. It's a good question. I want it to be quick, obviously. I think Jake, the short answer might be as long as it needs to and as short as it can be. In other words, it might not be a fixed rate. It might just be like, go. And then I know when all the systems are done, and that unlocks it to start the next one. So it might just be a constant loop. I don't even know if there'll be a delay, but most game ticks, 95% of them, all the systems are going to be doing nothing. So it'll just be like, and we're done with that game tick. So there could be a high variability in how long a tick takes. I don't know. There's probably a lot of flaws in this concept, and I'll run into them eventually, but that's the idea. Does it mean you also need interrupts or something that has to happen right now with no delays? I'm hoping none of that exists, Ural. But we'll see. It depends on the responsiveness of this system thing. Sounds complicated. It's very complicated, yeah. Is it a true queue, or what if new messages get processed next to the stale old messages get stuck back in the queue? I'm not sure what you mean, Japel. What is the yellow line? There's no yellow line. I'm just outlining a platform right now that we're going to fill in. Sounds like TDMA. Yeah, that's sure. That's a thing. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, Risk, there might be something like that. We might have a microbus that drives this system. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's better to daisy chain the systems and every system is responsible for just notifying its neighbor that it's time to go, or if it's better to have one control system that individually tells which system to go. To be determined. I honestly haven't figured it out yet. I love you guys saying like all this stuff. Hey, I didn't go through the tunnel. I love you guys are like, oh, this is a TD9er medium token ring thing with ultra bypass stuff, and I'm just like, what? I don't know what any of that means. I know what a token ring network is. I think that's what we're doing here, but I'm not sure. Is that the one I want? If you were to add a new redstone component to Minecraft, what would it be? I don't know, Tramp. I've had an answer to this. I forgot. I think my answer is I want pipes. A way to transfer items at high speed, and it doesn't have any item intake. It only takes what's put into it, and it only outputs. But I don't know. Holly, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Dead Knight. And they're begging to be made out of copper. Like, how do you add all this copper stuff to the game and not add pipes? TDMA is time division multiple access. CDMA is collision detection multiple access. I mean, yeah, cool. We're going with TDMA. All right, blocks. Green is going to be the biggest one. Quabits, but no, green will be the largest in the distance it covers. It will not be the biggest bitwise. The biggest bitwise will be the blue line. The blue line is interesting because details I'll get into next episode, but I wasn't sure if 7 bits was going to be enough. I'm hoping it's not. Yes, for you people who are math inclined, I could theoretically have 128 cards on a 7-bit line, but not really because of the way the encoding system works, which I'll get into next time. We only get like 115 cards for 7 bits, and that's right in the fuzzy zone of like, is that enough? I don't know. So that's why we just added the extra bit, but 230 cards will clearly be enough. Oh, that the blue line? The blue line I'm talking about. Yeah, or sorry, the brown line's the biggest one, not the blue line. Everything I just said. Yeah, I meant the brown line, not the blue line. The brown line is the fattest line, yeah. Other idea, double the bus line to explicitly include the inverse bits. That way you can send a signal each game. Yeah, Miner, that's interesting. But that's now you're looking at like a 16-bit bus. That's just huge. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Do you need one encoder and decoder for each number in each bus? You could. I mean, yes and no. You need one encoder every time you want to send a message, and you need one receiver every time you want to receive a message. You could have multiple places that send the same message and multiple places that receive the same message. Or you could have some events / messages that, for whatever reason, are never sent. 115 seems like a huge jump from 40. Yeah. So to receive 128 signals, you need 128 receivers. To receive 128 different signals, you need 128 receivers, yeah. But the receivers aren't that bad to make. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. They're way more complicated than the senders. The senders are just some dust, and that's it. The receivers, yeah, it's a little bit observer heavy, but I can, you know, eventually I'll be able to make one pretty quick. Technically 127 because I can't send a 0, correct, yeah. But it's, like I said, technically it's 115. For reasons that'll be clear once we see how the encoder works. But a single card may need like 3 senders, right? Yes, exactly, Physics Ghost, you got it, yeah. Like, a message may come in on the brown line that's just like, hey, card 27 played. Card 27 handles that and says, well, I'm card 27. That means I need to add +4 fear, give out 2 pancakes, and burn the player. So that would be, what, 7 different events it has to push onto the line. And that's the main reason. There's 2 main reasons. That's the main reason we're throttling the rate at which cards are played. One is for audio reasons. We don't want 2 cards being called out at the same time. But 2, and more importantly, we want to make sure that by the time we're processing a card, that the previous card is done. And there's 2 ways I can do that. I could have a busy, not busy signal, which would be more optimal. I could have like, okay, a card was just played. Send this signal when you're done processing, and that would unlock the next card to play. But I think it's easier just to say, I'm just going to pick a fixed amount of time, because I really don't think there's going to be that many times when cards buffer up that much. I'm just going to pick a time that says this is the rate at which I play cards. And I think like 6 seconds is probably totally enough time to call out a card and push all of its event onto the blue line. What am I doing? I want this. Are you able to bank up signals? Not really. No. I'm gonna have to get some lights spaced on here just right. Could the control line be the busy signal? I mean, I could make I could have a separate line that was like, flash this when you're ready to go or whatever, but if that's what you're saying. I mean, the control line here is specifically for decoding the messages, but I could have another dedicated line that was the I'm ready line, but again, I just don't think it's necessary or worth the investment. Yeah, it's just 2 steps away, Brad. It's gonna happen any moment. All right, I'm just gonna do these for now. Will there be a race condition on the game brain bus line? I'm not sure which line that is. It sounds like it's either the blue line or the green line. I have questions, but no idea how to put them into words. That's good. Join the club. I assume for game on, you'll just run a binary on the bus line. No, honestly, for like game on, that's a good question. There will be some few cases where I'm probably just going to run a dedicated redstone signal. because it's very advantageous to have just a permanent on. I could run 2 events, a game on and a game off, but then in like, no joke, 150 places out in the field, I'd have to have my own state management system for like, is the game on, is the game off? You know, basically you have to make my own little T flip-flop everywhere. And then there's the risk of those getting out of sync and stuff. So I think for like game on, it's just going to be a dedicated redstone line that's just like, boop, turn it on and update the whole game. You know what I'm saying? And then I can just use that line as my trusted state. Can we see your notes, sketches, or Jira board madness when this is all over? I mean, there's really just my game design doc. You know, all of this I'm doing here, I started in Photoshop. I mean, I showed you guys the overhead map I have using that Minutor app. I just had that, and then I started adding some more layers in Photoshop where I thought systems could go. And then I was just drawing colored boxes exactly like this, but in Photoshop. And that's what allowed me to just like I'm really pleased with how the buses align with the systems and how it's all going to flow. That's the important part, I think. I think that's more important than any tech, is just how you navigate communications between systems and what's your data flow going to be. If you get that right, the other stuff is just optimizations. Do you know whether he said which color is for which? Yeah, we just talked about all the bus. I'm not going to go over it again. You can watch the VOD because it took a while. But there's four bus lines: blue, brown, green, and orange so far. We might add another one. I don't know. Don't know. Check. Naoki, thank you so much. For your blue line, you want something like CDMA, CMSAN, NASPS, Niner. I'm proud of you for knowing what this means, but you know I don't know or care. CDMA is like round robin network. CSMA is where another signal says the bus is in use and the nodes wait. CMSA might be better. One line to say it's in use. Maybe, yeah. And like I said, those were the 2 systems I outlined of like, is it your responsibility? Is each system responsible for telling its neighbor it's done, or is some central system coordinating each person being ready and being blocked or something, which I guess is what the 2 systems you outlined there. Yep. I don't know which one I'm going to use it. But thank you for that. I appreciate that, Naoki. Thank you so much.
I had the most glorious nap.
Oh, what's that like? I could go for a nap. I got about 5 hours of sleep. We're talking about CDMA and CSMA and token ring work distribution nerd stuff. Yeah. Huh.
SMA is an acronym for something else.
Oh, is it a medical thing? Probably. Medical industry's got all of them. It's got them all locked down. Look at all the pink love you're getting.
Oh.
Telling my son was watching your stream and asked me, did he dig all that out? And I was like, I can't see a response. It was probably like, no, he made the mountain. We just need a better answer. Yeah. Yeah. No, son, we made this. This is all man-made. By we, I mean I. Yeah. Yeah, my chat program cuts it off, Jake. Repeating it doesn't help. Hang on. I was like, no, he built the mountain. Then I showed him your video and he left his draw open. He's like, in vanilla? Yeah. Yeah, that was 2.5 months of my life.
I wish that there was before reels of him falling off the side of the mountain.
There's no falling off the mountain.
He never does that.
No. It's like 2 in the morning. You just hear like, I fell off the mountain again. Those creepers are gonna come up behind me now, aren't they?
I hope so. Where are they? Where are the cookie givers?
How dare I take credit for Skiz's work? Listen, he's just a pleb. He's a pleb with a pickaxe and some blocks. It's called delegation. Give him the work and I take the credit. Quick one, I noticed my gold farm piglins don't die on fall damage. Have you seen Noah fix to fix this issue so the mobs are colliding and not dying right now? No, I don't know. If you drop them far enough, they should die. But the thing I want to do, I think the new way, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the new like super optimal way of doing piglin farms to hook them up to a spear zombie with looting? I wanted to do this with like Jem and Grian's farm. Change the kill system to they drop to 1 heart health and then hook up put a zombie with a spear that has looting on it, just riding back and forth, spearing them to death, and then you're gonna start getting wouldn't you get full ingots? Like that feels for a gold farm in particular, you get a massive increase. But I'm not sure if ingots are based off of looting or based off of player kill. Full ingots and loot. Yeah, so that would be like massive increase. And it's still fully automated. You don't have to do anything. That sounds amazing.
Oh, they just want to give you hugs. Oh. That one's gonna be
I ain't got time for their hugs.
a tomorrow Tango Tip problem.
So yeah, that's been on my list of like that would be nice. Cause think about like, I mean the bartering aspect of that farm is completely bottlenecked by the rate at which gold comes in. You could barter so much faster with that on your gold farm. So tell me more about this nap.
It was glorious.
It's just glorious. I haven't had lunch.
I mean, it took me an hour to fall asleep. Because, you know, how my brain works.
Yeah, I know. Could use beacon beam signal things being available to the player, like an entrance to the Soulway. I could. Potentially something else for them. We got plans. You haven't had lunch? No, I know. I'm kind of starving right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some food.
Yeah. We might do it. We might do a short stream so I can go get some food in my face hole.
What?
I'm hungry. We did all the stuff. We talked about the Soulways. We nerded out on the tech.
Would you like me to make you a peanut butter lettuce and onion sandwich?
No, I would not. Like, you're... I'm not going to say because I can't. How rude. I know.
Why not eat on stream?
Yeah, because everyone loves that. Listening to me chomp food away, yeah. Any other questions about architecture stuff? Pretty much just spoiling all of next episode, but you know. That's what we do. That's all we do here is we spoil. Exclusive previews. Warning Hooters! Wildwind, thank you. I think we're taking a break from moving prep to watch it today. Inquiring minds want to know what kind of monkey was the creeper. I don't have a clever answer for this one. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, I'm missing your joke, Wildwind. Snowman, Nether. What was it about? Yeah, Snowman can't go in the Nether. Do you have a maximum number of soul gates you want to have? I think I would be surprised if it went over 4. I don't want them to be like super powerful. It's more of just like an assistance, you know, that when you get out, you still have to travel some ground. I said monkey. Oh, I called the creepers a monkey. Then I don't know. Sorry. I can't remember what happened 3 minutes ago. How are audio plans going? They're going good. What?
Are they?
No, they are. I had a conversation with right there. Boom.
Oh, fantastic.
He's actually getting started on some stuff right now.
Oh, I need food.
Audio is like the big thing. It's just so much time is going to be put into audio.
Cleaned off the cabinet in here.
Yeah, I know. It's beautiful in here now. I fixed my lights. I redid all my wiring.
While you were dusting, why did you dust off those shelves over there?
Why did I what?
Dust off those shelves over
I did.
there.
I mean, the top two I did. I got tired.
Bend over for
I mean, I got tired. Should have lots of gates, but not many are. Oh, I see. Interesting, Keeg. So, like, maybe there's 8 gates, but only 3 of them are open, so you don't know what you're getting into when you go into the Soulways. Interesting. I like that. Where's the audio system going to go in relation to this architecture? That's a good question as well, Keegs. Like, my first... I don't know if audio is a system. There's gonna be 2 types of audio, right? There's gonna be global audio where we're just gonna have a giant region that encompasses the whole game. That's for like ambient and stuff like that. But then there's gonna be some localized sounds that's played at a location to help sell the story or lore or whatever of that location. So I don't know that there's just gonna be a singular audio system that does all audio, but there probably will be a considerable amount of audio here. I don't know. Audio is huge. It may get its own dedicated area. I don't know. Yeah. How much of the actual builds in the game will you be showing off? Do you mean like before release and in videos? Probably most of them. But given how much building I have to do, like no joke, there's probably going to be like a lot of videos that just start with a flyby of like, hey guys, look, we did more building, and that's it, right? It's gonna be tough. Wildwind, sorry, joke's on me. My powers of observation are unparalleled, yeah. Notice the shirt was different in the clip from when I came in. Oh, sorry, Wildwind. Thank you. What? No, I'm not yelling at him.
Did you tell the people about the exciting ice cream we're gonna get today?
Oh. We made some homemade ice cream.
Not we,
Yeah.
the kid.
The Spawn made some ice cream last night that I'm very excited about. The first one, which is this, well, we messed it up.
It's tasted alright.
Yeah, I mean, you put enough sugar in it, it tastes good, but we have a chocolate peanut butter homemade ice cream, which I'm very excited about. And then we have a root beer. No, sorry, a Dr. Pepper ice cream, which was made with Mr. Pete's. Dr. Pete's soda stream, like it's like actual soda syrup or whatever. I'm very excited for that. It smelled so good. You must get a creamy machine. We have a Ninja ice cream maker thing.
We got our kid for his birthday.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You basically just mix everything together and then like put it in their little pint things, and then when you're ready, you just throw it in the machine. You're like, you're happy. Yeah, so I'm excited about homemade ice cream.
Peanut butter, mayonnaise, lettuce, ice cream. Oh,
lettuce ice cream.
Hope.
Guinness ice cream is amazing. By the way, we had plans today.
We have plants?
Plans. We were gonna go to a store, and then you were like,
no,
"Oh."
you didn't mention it.
I know, and you were like, "I'm gonna nap instead."
All you were doing was complaining about how much work you had to do.
That's every day, though. That's every day. No, you're right. We should go.
I mean,
Homemade ice cream is so fun. Yeah. Will I be the card announcer? Unlikely, but I'm not ruling it out. Here's the deal with. I shouldn't even say this. Yeah, I can't say this. I can't say this. And it's not. I'm not holding a secret. I'm not saying something because of the astronomical response it would generate. So I don't know. Is the short answer. I don't know is the short answer. Will you do streams where you build from schematics? I don't like doing that, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't hide the fact that I build out of schematics, but I just think, I don't know. So maybe. I don't know. There's just a weird hang up of mine. Like building off a schematic on stream just feels so meh. But like I said, I'm not hiding the fact, right? Almost all of my builds are done in creative because that's the only way I can build. I'm hiring Ryan Gosling to do the card. You nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah. Is Lomax here? Hey, Lomax, how you doing? Oh, there was, before we end the stream, I want to talk about a game I played. I forgot. Because I finished my video and I wanted to reward myself and play, just have some chill time. I found a game on Steam and it's not the greatest game in the world, but I kind of played it because it looked fun and it was for research and it did spark some good ideas. The name of the game is Deck of Haunts. It's a deck building roguelite where you are/run a haunted house. And people come into the haunted house. It's kind of like a little bit of a tower defense. Thanks, Dead Knight. Pretty fun game. You're kind of like building your house and the people have to go through it. So of course you make it be windy and stuff like that. And you're playing a bunch of cards that are like damaging the people that come in or playing with their sanity and things like that. And then you different rooms have different properties and stuff like that. You can like lay traps, spawn monsters in the house. If you're into that kind of setting, I recommend it. I'm having a good time with it. Hashtag not sponsored. But anyway, yeah, I played that for the first like run through. You have like a day cycle, 28-day cycle. Each night is like a run kind of thing. It was really cool. But they nailed the theme good, and some of the rooms and stuff are really fun. They have some good systems there. Like they have the system they call tension that is interesting. That itself, it doesn't do anything. It's like a multiplier. You can do things to raise the tension of the people in your house. And as their tension goes up, then further effects you apply to them. Like there's this drain effect, which lowers their sanity. If you do that, then it's like a multiplier, and it makes so you want to raise their tension before you hit them with the stuff too. And it all metaphorically fits their haunted house feel really well, I thought. So it's a cool game. The game is called Deck of Haunts, and it was just linked there. But again, it's got some flaws. What's up, Creations? How you doing? So what else? Next episode, we're gonna finish all the card processing stuff, and then after that, I gotta get back to building. I don't know. I gotta start focusing on building more of Greywick. I think I might focus on this northern kind of riffraff section. Is it offensive if I guys, just be straight up with me? I don't know. Is it offensive if I say it's the slums? Is that am I gonna get canceled for that? I honestly don't know. It's the slums. Okay. It's the slums of the town, right? It's where the average folk live, right? So I want it to be kind of like run down and stuff like that. So I think, it's going to run from, there's going to be like a bridge here that runs pretty much all of this over to, let's see. Yeah, the swamp pretty much starts at the edge of the waterway there. So, so it's all of this. So it's quite a lot. Yeah. Shady area near, yeah, exactly. So it's going to be way more worn down. The buildings are going to be more falling apart because they weren't built as good. What else? Shantytown, yeah, that's Coda, that sounds horrible. Yeah, so I want to change the build style too. Probably more wooden, you know. There's a term for this style of building in like medieval England. I forget. It's like a T word or something that it's not Tudor. That's the style of the build, but the actual structure. Sorry, not Tudor. Tudor is the style. Is it tenement? Not thatched. There was a word for like that structure, and believe it or not, it was like made out of poop. What? Yeah, wattle and daub. Is that it? Wattle and daub. That was it, Mogan. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, it's made out of like hay, mud, and actual poop. If you Google it. And I was like, what? But it makes sense. Dung. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's the thing. And it, I mean, kind of makes sense, right? What do they have? They had a lot of animal poop. Yeah. Poop and straw. You know you've made it when your house is made out of poop and straw. My house has some of these walls still. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's plenty of places in England that's still the same walls. So anyways, I want to try to think about what that means for it to be like, you know, the more slummy areas of town and stuff. Like, right, this building is still, if I had to go back and build a tavern again, I want to make it a little bit more rundown, I think. So I might like start adding a little bit more deterioration. This whole area looks way too well upkept still. Like, I'm thinking we need buildings where, like, the side of the whole building has just got a hole missing in it and stuff. You know, like, I tried to make, like, some windows broken and stuff like this. You know, there's a lot of weeds and everything. Like, this stuff helps, but I think we need some buildings where it's just, like, it's completely fallen down kind of thing. I think that might be fun. Half-Life 2, I'm begging you. I don't... What? Coda? Portal? What? Is there something about Half-Life 2? I never played it. Never will. Saving Private Ryan town look, maybe, yeah. Ravager size holes, yeah. It does solve Cult. It does solve the problem, right? There's no issue of hiding from Ravagers if the side of the building is open. How are you going to cue signals for the encoder to prevent multiples going at once? Waffles, you got to watch the VOD. We talked about that at length. Portal is the best game ever made. I mean, it's up there. It's up there. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up today, guys. Because I'm starving. I need some food. And I want to get to work. So we kind of got... You see how this is kind of laid out here? We got the blue line sending messages down. And it's no coincidence that the yellow line is right here to receive events coming off of this blue line and do all of its system stuff. And then the green line will be right here for them to push events onto and send them out to the field. It'll be really cool. So that's that, yeah. I'm just going to go watch the first hour of the stream now. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Dead Knight, cool. That makes me happy. And that's it, guys. That's all we got today. I think I'm on board with the Soulways. I need to think a little bit more about the lore of that and what it means and what the triggers, conditions, limitations will be on entering and exiting the Soulway. But technical wise and portal linking wise, I think we're good. So very excited about the idea of Soulways. I think that'll fit the story really well. What's up, people? All right, guys, that's all we got. Is anyone doing stuff with their streaming thing? Shoot me a name. Anybody? Coming green? We raided green last time, so we'll raid Cub. But you guys are free, obviously, to go where you choose. Boop. Let me go over here. Green needs to pick me up. You can go over, say hi to Green, then, yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging around. I know there's a lot of nerd speak today, though, with the binary and the encodings and stuff, but I think it answered some questions. We'll see. You hear about redstone hacking? No, I don't even know what that is. All right, guys, take care, and I should be back Wednesday. Should be. So thank you again for everything, guys.